It's Superhero, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
10:21 a.m. I'm heading back out into the world. It is the 5th, May 5th. May the 5th be with you. It's so crazy. I can't believe that I let the entire day yesterday of May 4th, which is May the 4th be with you. I can't believe I let the entire day go by without even attempting a Star Wars joke, a Star Wars drawing. Actually kind of disappointed with myself. However, that I dropped the ball on that opportunity. However, as I say it out loud, I don't think I felt as much remorse about it until I just said it out loud. I saw the memes. I saw the memes on Instagram. I saw them. I saw something on Twitter, too, that said that they're playing all the Star Warses on Disney+. Imagine that. A whole day. Something you get up at like 8 a.m., go through the whole day, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I'm heading up to the grocery store now, picking up some coffee tortillas and a Mother's Day card. We were out yesterday. Yachtly Crew was out yesterday. I'm starting to see more cars out than ever before, by the way. So Yachtly Crew has been out and about filming stuff during the quarantine. We've been getting some very exciting and surprising shots. And we shot a piece with me. They rented a Fender Rhodes organ. Now, this is the same kind that Billy Joel used for the song Just the Way You Are. And we rented one of these organs. You know which song I'm talking about, right? Just the way you are. Love you just the way you are. Or more people are standing outside, going in line for coffee shops. It's quite interesting. Yeah, there's a coffee shop nearby that's just, you have to order stuff, and then they bring it to the door. So more and more people, I think, are figuring out ways to hang out, go on quarantine, hang out during quarantine. So we shot my pieces yesterday in front of the Amoeba Records building. Now, I don't know if you guys heard in the news or not, but Amoeba Records apparently the good news is they're not shutting down. However, they're moving to a different location. Sometimes this stuff happens because there's a dispute with the landowner, and the landowner wants to, keep raising the prices on stuff. I've seen this happen numerous times with really good places. They were set in their historical spot. They were known to be at that spot. It was there, around there in the 30s. One of those types of places. And all the history in it, and all of a sudden, bam! And all of a sudden, the landowner goes, "No, I don't care about your history. I don't care about those traditions. I don't care about the culture and all that greatness that's built up around this. I'm going to charge you more. And either you pay for it, you pay it, or you don't. And if you don't, you're out." And that's what's happened, I think, to possibly Amoeba Records. I mean, what good reason would you have to leave if the rent was still good and all that jazz? Anyway, they're going to close down. So this is pretty cool to shoot in front of this legendary and iconic building, and right in front of this really kick-ass painting, too, that's on the side of the building. It's got a couple of creatures. There's a pyramid up there, a couple of interesting creatures with one eye. It kind of reminds me of some of the art that I do. And then I got home and went into these Facebook groups. What I did was think it was yesterday, actually. I did a little tour through there, through the old interwebs of Facebook, and I looked up every group and every pages and groups of art lovers, people who like art. And I went through each one of those a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday. I went through there and I just asked to join all these different places, because my modus operandi was, well, this is a group of people who enjoy art. When they allow me in there, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give them a link to my new website, cecartist.com. I'll go in there, zoop, drop off the link, and there you go. Easy to remember, cecartist.com. How fun is that? So, did all that 2 days ago. And then yesterday, after the video shoot, I came home and I noticed that I was accepted. I was approved for a lot of these groups. So there were about 5 of them I went into, and dropped my website off to. Anyway, we're here at Ralph's. I gotta go get my stuff. We'll talk more later.
Purple line, it always shows up on time.
As I've previously stated, bazonglian amount of times, Sam and I have been in the office, the virtual office. We've just been hammering away at all kinds of ideas, and we spent yesterday. She had an idea, and I immediately drew it up. She said this would be a funny T-shirt idea, so I immediately drew it up, and then I got an account on TeePublic. I think it was TeePublic. .com, and so we have a T-shirt called what is called the WISEFINGER. WISEFINGER. Let's see, if you look under TeePublic, WISEFINGER LAB. Search for WISEFINGER LAB CEC. Those are my initials. And it might come up. Because otherwise, what's the point of me talking about this if I can't direct you towards something? In the store, there are T-shirts, there are hoodies, there are totes, there are laptop bags, there are masks, there are cell phone cases, 3-ring binders, all kinds of things available. They are available and they are red hot. These items, the WISEFINGER. It's a middle finger. I don't think I've ever given the bird in a photo in my whole entire life. And I certainly don't think I've ever... I don't know how many times I drew someone actually flicking the bird. I don't know how many times I've drawn that. I don't think too many at all. So it was interesting to draw this picture with the middle finger, but the middle finger is a bird. It's in fact an owl. We call it the WISEFINGER. The WISEFINGER. Oh my God. WISEFINGER. Hi, little guy. Hi, little guy. You are just so cute. Oh my God. Oh, little Marky. Marky's one that purrs up a storm. He's so cute. Hi. What do you want? What do you want? What? I gave you some treats. What the heck? What do you want? Oh my gosh. It's so hard to resist a little guy. He gets all excited. His little feet. Doop, 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 doop. He's moving back and forth from little foot to little foot. Oh my God, just purring up a storm. How could I deny that, cute? Look at you with your little feet, dude. Oh my gosh. You are just too much. Okay, all right. How do you guys talk me into this, man? How do you do it? Every time? You do this every time. You do it every time. How is that? How is that possible? Huh? You know, in ye olden days, I would feed these guys twice a day. Maybe that's bad. Maybe that's not enough. But I feed these guys twice a day. One in the morning, about 8 a.m. And it was wet food. And then at night, around 5, I give them more wet food. But throughout the day, every once in a while, these little guys, they'll just come into the kitchen. And every once in a while, they'll take turns. Sometimes it's Gonzo. He'll just come in here and he'll just sit still. He'll just sit still by the refrigerator. And then, or Marky comes in just like you've been listening. Oh my God. Or Oliver. Oliver will start. Bram, bram, bram. You guys want some? Yeah, it's for you. Here, Gonzo. Gonzo, this is for you, Gonzo. What? What the heck? You're not gonna eat this? Look, Gonzo. Look. Right there. Here. Here. Put it over there. Look. Look, right there. I read recently that the cats, it's not good to just put all the food right next to each other with the cats. It's good to space it out, give them some space, because out in nature, they like their food. Their food is like their own little territory. So interesting. So, yeah. Watch for the WISEFINGER by WISEFINGER LAB. That's the shenanigan cooked up by Samantha Light and me, CEC. WISEFINGER. WISEFINGER. Brr, brr, brr.
Yeah, but like I don't want to wear my headphones. It's my house, you know. So and I understand. I know. I'm just banging on the wall. I mean, you could have said it at another time. No, it is. It's funny. I recognize that it's funny. If I had a bit more distance from it, I'd be laughing. No, it's alright. I'm not offended. I mean, please, at least one of us can laugh. Well, all I can say is be glad you have a great big house to roam around in. Yeah, I know. My friend Arthur did that. He's been with his family and what was that? Waleska, that little town at the tip of Mexico, at the tip of Texas. Like several of my friends went home and they've been home for like a couple months, you know, staying with their parents. But anyway, it sucks. Nobody has a house here. Nobody has a house. Everybody has an apartment. Yeah.
Why, my name's Carl, and I do a little something special on Inspirado, Projecto here for you. I do a little bit of beatboxing. That's right. Not many people know that about me, but I'm a champion beatboxer. Here we go. That's all I got for now. Bye-bye.
Today is the 10th. It is now 10:31 a.m. Since last time I talked, I think I was telling you about the TeePublic site that we have for WISEFINGER Labs. We spent the past 2 days opening up a shop at Threadless.com. It's a shop that we opened up. It's got skateboards, notebooks, shower curtains, bedspreads, shoes, all kinds of cool stuff. To be able to see my art on a skateboard thrills me. So, yeah, we've got lots of different interesting art pieces in there. The drawing that I sent off to Mad Magazine that I digitally colored, the first one that I ever digitally colored, Quarantine Vampire, or as my buddy Vince and I like to call him, Count Covey, the Quarantine Vampire. I've already had offers from people who would want to actually buy the poster print of that, which excites me. So now I'm going to put Covey into that same art store, the WISEFINGER Lab store. So that'll be fun. That'll be very exciting to know that
And if we have money left over.
that Covey could very well become a design on a skateboard, a shower curtain. I mean, that just excites me. That just excites me. I also have to remember that each of these particular areas where you upload art, they got their own specifications. So up until just now, till I came to the realization, I've been doing like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, rather than making them personal to that specific product. So that's something I'm probably going to have to mess around with when I get back home. Going up to the store right now for a few items. You know, nobody knows what's up or what's down around here. The fact that they're slowly opening up things, I mean, what the heck? If this thing really is as serious as everyone's talking about, then, you know, you can't just end a pandemic because people are bored. It's not about being bored. It's about being safe. It's about making sure that, I mean, yeah, we've heard about these numbers at these hospitals, how they pump up the numbers. They pump up the numbers saying this is COVID related, but really it wasn't COVID related. It was heart disease, or it was diabetes, or what have you. But they're pumping up the numbers, jacking up the numbers, because each hospital apparently gets paid like, what, $10,000 or something from insurance if the person dies of COVID. Very, very, very curious. Very curious. $11:56 a.m. It is now Monday the 11th. Wow, man. I've been going nuts. Samantha really has. Going crazy in the Threadless store. Go to wisefingerlab.threadless.com and you can check out what we've been up to basically over the past week. We used to be on a site called TeePublic, and then we ended up finding Threadless, which Threadless offered us a lot more options to put stuff out there on. Shoes, skateboards, bedspreads, bags, backpacks, phone cases, all kinds of crazy fun stuffs. Lots of shoes. Samantha's been going crazy making the shoes. We're kind of learning the behavior of the store. There are so many items in there, you could really get lost in the rabbit hole. Stickers, buttons, prints, posters, or acrylic. They'll print it on acrylic canvas for you. There's also aluminum plates that I guess they chisel them into. I don't know if they print them on there, if they chisel them in there, but either way, it's really quite crazy to see how this stuff is evolving. I'm going to be getting, I call him Count Covey, the quarantine vampire. He was the guy that I was drawing during Mort Drucker. Mort Drucker passed away April 9th, which, by the way, I can't believe we've moved through almost a month. Time flies, truly, when you're having fun. I've been having a lot of fun during this quarantine. Every day we sit down in the office, the WISEFINGER LAB, and we're just on that FaceTime all day. Sometimes the battery dies. I got to recharge it. I've had to switch to the iPad. It's been a fun journey for anybody who's creative and has been creating stuff. You know, this is a wonderful opportunity. And are any of you guys feeling on the horizon that, like, for instance, I've heard that certain areas are opening up. I'm at kind of a weird crossroad right here because my sister Jenny, there's a guy that she has been seeing during this time, and I haven't really felt too good about that. Do any of you guys have relatives, friends, siblings, people you live with who are going out there into the world and, treating this pandemic like it's not really an issue? So she went out to hang out. Jenny went to hang out with him and his mom and the family for Mother's Day yesterday. And I'm like, well, listen, I understand you're a social butterfly. I understand you're tired of the pandemic. You're bored with the pandemic, as everybody is. But that doesn't mean that the virus just suddenly decided I'm going to disappear now. It's such a crazy thing up in the air. You don't know who's saying what or what's saying what. Things are contradicting each other. Now there's a documentary called Plandemic. It's about this woman who used to work for Tony Fauci, and you end up finding out what his motivations were and what's going on. You actually find out that covering up your face is not the best thing. Staying inside away from people, that only actually amplifies the issue. So it's funny how you could get so many people on board with one idea right away, right out of the gate. Because they're told, in a huge mass media way, do this, do this, do this, do this. Shame on you if you're not doing this. You better do this, or your neighbor's going to, get on you about this. You better do this, do this. And all of a sudden, the new information comes out, And all the people who are so deep into that beginning information that came out are now having a hard time trying to believe what the new information is saying, because now the new information you end up finding out that's contradicting the old information you heard. And then there are the folks who choose to only believe the information that's coming from their particular political party, because they believe that there's some sort of disinformation going on with the other political party's information. So now you got that idea, people who are holding fast to principles. No, I'm a Red Sox fan. I've always been. I always will be. I'm a Red Sox fan. You're not changing my mind. I'm a Dodgers fan. I love me my Blues. I have been a Dodgers fan my whole life, and no matter what, I will always take their side. Yeah, so what? So what if the coach was caught cheating? Yeah, so what if the players are caught cheating? Yeah, so what if that guy was caught, cheating on his wife? So what? So what? It's the other guy's fault. They're trying to derail us. It's the other guy's fault. I am a huge Red Sox fan. Oh, yes. So what? So what if the owners swindled millions of dollars? So what if, I'm just coming up with scenarios here. I don't even know anything about any really baseball team, so I'm just coming up with examples here. But you catch my drift. I grew up listening to heavy metal music. I will die listening to heavy metal music. There is no way you'll catch me listening to that country shit. Don't you dare play me classical. Don't you dare play me Baroque. Don't you dare. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm going to throw a chair through a window. Ah. So what happens then? What happens then when you end up finding out that you're a baseball player, that you're a musician, that you're, whatever you identify with? Because the stuff that we like hearing, that's what we're identifying with. That's what we're personally putting our stamp of approval on and putting our deep-seated belief system upon. There's a lot of that stuff going on subconsciously. A lot of that going on. So we end up finding ways to justify why the people that we side with are doing the things that they're doing. And why we can say, no, that over there, I have a predisposition to not liking pickles. So no matter what any pickle farmer would tell me, I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe a word he says. I don't like pickles. I hate pickles. No way. Get those away from my sandwich. No. Go over there. Go over there with those pickles. Do not come near my hamburger. You get out of here. Get out of here with those pickles. Nope. My club sandwich does not contain pickles. I'm not going to listen to a pickle farmer. I'm not going to listen to a pickle rock band. I'm not going to listen to a pickle toothpaste company. I'm not going to listen to a pickle arm deodorant company. I'm not going to do it. Well, what if some doctor finds out that pickles are actually the fountain of youth? What if we end up finding out about that? What do we do then? We side with the mustard. Maybe we side with the mustard. I hate the pickles. I love the mustard. What if that mustard you've been eating your whole life, you end up finding out that was actually poisonous, and that's the reason behind your persistent coughing? That the mustard that you were eating was the reason behind why you're so short. Maybe it stunted your growth. Maybe if you, this hummingbird has been coming around. So anyway, you catch my drift here. So it could be the same thing with news channels. Some people they are diehard, ABC News or CNN or Fox or whatever it is that they are putting their bets on. They're gambling on, because that's what they're gambling on. They're gambling on that news channel being the one that's got the news. Come hell or high water, these are going to be the channels that I side with. It's crazy when we look at history and we see the way that different sides have switched agendas throughout the years. Let's say you're a diehard, Brewers fan. Diehard Brewers fan. Let's say the Brewers are known for having that let's say black folks love the Brewers for whatever reason. Nobody can put their finger on it, but they flock. They flock to the Brewers. They love the Brewers. What if we end up finding out that the original owner was and nobody knew this, but we end up finding out that through the years, they've been Nazis. They've been part of the KKK. They've been slave owners way back. They're descendants. What happens now? All those years of a particular, let's say Czechoslovakians. Let's say the Czechoslovakians were persecuted because of whatever reason, long ago. And over here in the Czechoslovakians end up, they move to America, and for some reason, they just love the Orioles. They love the Orioles. There is something about the Oriole baseball team that they love. They love it. Then we end up finding out, dun dun dun, the current owners of the Orioles actually have a secret organization where they play pranks on Czechoslovakians. They play pranks on them all the time. And they make the Czechoslovakians the butt of their jokes. Now what? These Czechoslovakians have these traditions, years of going for the Orioles. Now they hear this, that pulls the rug out from under them. Now they got to believe something different. So anyway, to make a long story longer, that's kind of what's going on now with the quarantine. So I have, we've heard in the news that people who have pre-existing or issues with respiratory problems, people with cancer, people with bronchitis, there's a better chance that they will catch the coronavirus. I've had perpetual bronchitis throughout my years, chronic, as they say, as the officials say, chronic, ever since I was a little kid. And I do whatever I can to make certain that is not going to be a part of my life. And if my sister is out there hanging out with people who they don't have their masks on, was the family all hanging out with their masks on? After a certain time, people tune you out I say things that I shouldn't say when I'm highly emotional and sensitive to something, because my mind is going wild. I'm just, and this is the funny thing, I'm not a hypochondriac. I'm not someone who really worries. Oh my gosh, you're gonna get me. I'm not someone who worries about this stuff. Now, having said that, if you have contradicting information from sources on Twitter, they'll show me all the sources of all this information, of whatever news information, whatever news organizations that they stand by. My trusted news organizations say this. So I'm going to put this on my website. This is here for you guys to see. Okay? And if you like these trusted news organizations, I put my stamp of approval on them. I think you should follow them too. Okay. Thank you. But what if one of those links on that, what if one of your users, I see people on Twitter posting information that contradicts the other information that are the headlining things on Twitter. So it's like, who are the experts? People are saying the lady in the Plandemic movie doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, what resources do those people have to contradict that? And have they done the deep diving to find out the history, the mindset, the psychology of the person or organization that's telling them that it's this particular way? The organization is going, this is what it is. Well, what happens then if you What happens then if you go down the rabbit hole and you end up finding out that organization is a corrupt organization? What happens then? What if you end up finding out all this dirty laundry about them? That these water companies, let's say you end up finding out that they own baby food companies, and that the same materials they use in that food is the same materials they use in their dishwashing liquid, or the same, What if you end up finding out about that? Or you end up finding out that they own a pharmaceutical company, and that pharmaceutical company injects, I don't know, cow pus into their vaccination. Is that still something that entices you? There's a deep dive on this stuff. And if we end up finding out stuff that contradicts what feels good to us, are we going to be willing to be the fool? I'm putting that in quotes. Are we going to be willing to be the fool in front of, our colleagues, our family members? Are we going to be willing to be the fool and believe the information that we find that ends up contradicting the other information? It's tricky. It's tricky. So on the one hand, she's like, well, Jenny's like, yeah, the beaches are opening up, these areas are opening up. Everything's safe. They don't have it. We're all safe. And I'm like, I don't know who they're talking to or not talking to throughout. How can they say that? How can you say that you're safe if you've not been tested? And if you walk around without a mask on, how can you say truly that you're safe? It's like saying, I'm just going to choose this random person and have unprotected sex with them. Don't worry, we're going to be safe. Or don't worry, it's safe. And you don't have safe sex. And that person has gonorrhea. It's like, how do you know that someone is safe until you know? How do you know? Don't worry, it's safe. It's fine if I'm here at this orgy having unprotected sex with all these people. Okay, so you're telling me you've read each and every single one of their, what is it? STD test documents. You've gone through every single person here. You've looked at all these. Is that your protocol? You ask them for that, and then you go, okay, good, you're cool, you're clean. Well, when was that test, and what happened between then and now? I know it might sound like I'm paranoid, and these aren't the thing. Like, trust me, this is not. I'm not paranoid. It's just plain simple math. Plain simple unknown invisibility. It's that. I don't know which way the wind is blowing from. Are we always taking that risk? I guess we're always taking that risk. If we hear flu season is out and we're all still out and about and being among the populace, or it's flu season. Okay, don't worry. And then you walk around without a face mask. I guess what you're doing is you're opening up you're going, I'm willing to get this virus or whatever might be floating throughout there. Is it akin to someone who gets sloshed at a bar and then drives in their car? What they're doing is they're willing to take whatever consequence there is in getting pulled over by a cop. They're like, okay, I got this. I can handle this. I got millions of dollars in the bank. I can, if I crash into a family while I'm drunk, I trust I got enough, money in the bank to pay them off, and that's something I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to ending up in a tree because I swerved because I saw a shadow in the road. I'm willing to get pulled over by a cop and then go to jail or pay for DUI classes. It's that. I am willing to accept this consequence. Like when people go to the casino and they cash their paychecks, that week's paycheck, and they cash it right there at the casino. They're going, I am willing to take this $200 that I worked really hard on making. I'm willing to take this $200 and just throw it out there in the wind. And I'm I'm going to put it all into this one-armed bandit. I'm just going to keep pulling the arm. It's so interesting. When we look at what is attached to it, all those unknown factors. And then it's crazy because at the same time, I'm someone who is of the firm belief of manifestation of reality and manifesting my own life, manifesting my own chosen reality, manifesting my own this right here, my paradigm. And if there are multiple universes, and we talk about this all the time on this podcast, you're probably like, oh God, again. But if there are all multi-universes, and we can, we're slipping in and out of each one of those, it's the vibration that we have that matches us up with it. So if I'm matching myself up to the vibration of a world that exists where Jenny can still go out, hang out with people, anybody can really actually go out and nobody catches the virus. There is no virus. The virus has gotten tired of infecting people. It's gotten tired of being hungry. It's not hungry anymore. It's like, you know what? That was a good run. I infected enough people. That was fun. That was fun while it lasted. It was great. It's like kids who throw rocks through windows of stores. They walk through the downtown areas, throw rocks through windows, just to get that thrill of like knowing of what it was like not getting caught. The thrill of, like when I was a kid, we'd put bathtub. What is it? Bubble bath. We'd be in the downtown areas. We'd put that, or uptown or whatever. Uptown Wheaton, downtown Naperville. If they had a public fountain, we'd put bubble bath stuff in there late at night. And then throughout the night, it's just making a big-ass bubble bath all over. And we did that. That was a fun mischievousness. That was, doing that, not getting away with it, going back and then seeing the results, and just altering the joy and the mischievousness and the excitement of altering a reality, of going, whoa, I altered that reality. It's like there's this subconscious thing in our brain that goes, oh my gosh, I'm a magician. I do have control of reality. Maybe that's why we do pranks, of seeing this alternate. It's like, it's so interesting. It's giving you, it's subconsciously, I think, giving you the opportunity of seeing a parallel universe. Well, or the universe right there in front of you. So what I mean by the parallel universe, let's say, for instance, you tell someone, I don't know. Let's say you prank someone, you go, oh my gosh, dude, your girlfriend cheated on Joey, man. Your girlfriend cheated on Joey, and, I overheard this conversation. Let's say you keep going on like this to your buddy. You do this prank. And you get, just to see him get worked up. And then you go, nah, just kidding. Now that guy has invested himself, now your friend has invested himself in this reality of his girlfriend breaking up with him. The same thing, it's just like when we heard about coronavirus. This is a callback to that. First heard coronavirus. We heard all this information. Okay, here, everybody, here's the information. Okay, everybody, here's the information, and go. Run with it. Okay? You got all that information. And then, bam. Brand new information. Now what do you do with this? The guy hears, my girlfriend broke up with me. He's been cheating with Joey. They talked about this, and that. Did this, and this, and that. Okay, this and that. Oh, he saw her give Joey. He saw her give Joey a kiss. They're making out. Okay, they disappeared in the bathroom in the coffee shop. All right, okay. Oh, God, what am I going to do? Am I going to break up with my girlfriend? Am I going to talk to Joey first about this? Am I going to yell at them? Am I going to talk nicely to them? Oh, my God, I'm having a nervous breakdown. I need to call my mom. She can always set my mind straight about this stuff. And then all of a sudden, so there's this whole reality that's built up. Your mind, it's racing. It's going in this direction. You're already attaching feelings and emotions to this particular thing. Then all of a sudden, whoop, your buddy pulls out the rug from under you. You go, guess what, buddy? It was all a joke. You pull out the rug from the person. Now what? They're going to fall. They're going to break their tailbone with this brand new news. Like, they're shocked at the news that they've built up in their brain in that direction. And now they're faced with this idea of having to go, okay, here's new information. I got to do something new with this. Huh. Okay, so my girlfriend did not break up with me. She did not cheat with Joey. Did not talk about this. I do not have to call my mother for therapy. I do not have to worry about whether I'm going to yell at him or talk from a meek, timid, please, I want to understand this situation. Please help me understand. You know, like, now I don't have to try to figure out what avenue I'm going to choose with this. Oh, so it didn't happen. Okay, so now my feelings towards Joey and now my feelings towards my girlfriend change now. Now I'm looking at them in a whole brand new different perspective. Before, I was so deep in that other perspective. Reality transurfing, that's what, oh my God, Zelland. Maybe this is what Zelland is talking about. He's talking about the pendulum. There's the weight that's swinging in that direction. There's weight, there's momentum that's going in that direction. This is why trust is such a big deal, because you're putting all of your weight in that direction. This is why people are afraid of getting their hopes up. In other words, they're afraid of putting so much momentum in a direction and getting so excited. They're putting so much. And then if it doesn't happen, the rug goes out from underneath them, and now they have to have a new point of view. Now they're forced to have a new perspective. What they're secretly saying is they do not want to have a new perspective about this thing. I do not want to have to switch to a whole brand new parallel universe reality, because I spent so much excitement, so much joy, I've built up so much of a life in my imagination and that other reality, that now that reality is taken away from me, I put so much love. I built up so many phantoms in that world. Now I have to just go Jenga set. Because there's a credit, there's a value that's built up in that reality, in that situation. This has happened with Samantha and I working in the laboratory, working on t-shirt designs and shoe designs, and I set this whole thing up. I put in this huge work. And all of a sudden, then I learned, okay, I used the wrong template. I get a choice now. Do I get heartbroken about that? Do I feel bad about the fact that I put so much of a perspective into that thing that now I have to just, like, for instance, we started in T Public. Now we're in Threadless. We built up 2 days of hardcore design making in T Public. I didn't realize that was just a training ground for Threadless. So if it's all a training ground and it's all a malleable thing and it's all a process, this is why I need to follow through. See, this is important for me to say this out loud and hear myself say it. The process, trusting the process. Is trusting that process. Trusting that process. Wow. So, I guess if you just love the process and you love the fact that you've just learned something new and you find a way of valuing that over what your previous, it's valuing the shift more so than the street cred or the reliability, I guess. We valued what we felt was reliability. We've valued that to such a high degree that when it becomes shaky and unreliable, now it hurts because we've built up a reliability in that. But if we don't build up reliability, and build up more, just the act of the creation. See, this is where that idea of killing the babies, they call it killing the babies. When you're writing screenplays, you're writing stories, you're working in a Threadless, I don't know, shoe store, for instance. Killing your babies. You're like, okay, I got to get rid of that. I loved making that thing. Now there's no room for it, or I can't find a way to fit it. Otherwise, it'll seem shoehorned in. It'll seem forced. It's loving the process, loving the malleability. Like Bashar has talked about this. Play like it's clay. Play with your life like it's clay. Don't become so rigid. Don't make it so crystal. Interesting. Did you hear that? That big... That was a serendipitous moment. The universe was talking along with me. And I think that's the punctuation for the end of this. Thank you for listening. Oh my God. So many revelations. Also, if you want to be a part of the podcast, if you want to add your thoughts, your ideas, anything, any sounds, send them to inspiradoprojecto@gmail.com. You can send them to call the hotline 561-203-9179. I hope whatever device you're listening to this on enables you to rewind and listen again. 561-203-9179. That is the phone number. Call up, leave a voice message on there. Leave a voice message. I'll incorporate it into the podcast. All right, thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
This is Blythe Baines, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.